welcome your CWF Mid-Atlantic Television Champion, Chet Sterling!
Bell sounds, we are up and running. One fall, 10-minute television time limit in this one as Chet Sterling, the man who has been a double champion in CWF for longer than anyone else in history. He is not the first man to hold two titles simultaneously, but he has held both of them for the longest as he goes one-on-one with the Kamakazi Kid. A little bit of CWF Mid-Atlantic trivia. This is the only championship belt that Kazi has never held in CWF Mid-Atlantic. RGL champ, television champ, RGL champ, tag champ, heavyweight champ, has never been the television champion. So very interesting. And of course, ever since the Kamakazi Kid came under the tutelage of Coach Gemini, he has been a very interesting story. And Kevin Pierce tonight, we see Kamakazi Kid wearing the colors of the All-Stars. Very unusual. We don't know if that's his choice or the coach's influence, but he is wearing the jersey of the All-Stars here in this television title matchup.
I tell you what, we referenced it earlier with Roy Wilkins. Ever since Coach took him under his wing, it was championships galore. I think he may have the same sights for Kazi here, but is Kazi willing to listen? That's the question.
Sterling tries to slip out. That is the question. Kazi's got a firm hold of that wrist. And Sterling goes into the headlock. Cranking on the head here.
And we talked about earlier how you can't have any better trainers than Andrew Everett or Trevor Lee when it comes to breaking into this business. And well, how much better does it get for Chet Sterling to tag with one of those two gentlemen in Trevor Lee as one half of the tag team champions? Good grief.
Oh, absolutely. It was a couple of years back that Chet Sterling was chosen by Trevor Lee. Oh, hold on, pace quickening here. Chet Sterling takes him to the canvas. It was a couple of years back that Chet Sterling was chosen by Trevor Lee to be his apprentice, and they would ultimately usurp the group known as the Aftermath from William L. Cross. Our longtime fans remember the Aftermath as William L. Cross, Ric Converse, Cyrus, Marcellus King, Jackson Dane, Solomon Spades, Ryan O'Reilly. That was William L. Cross's group that Trevor Lee and Chet Sterling ultimately usurped out from under him, and they pretty much ran everyone that was affiliated with the Aftermath at the time out of town and claimed the name as their own.
Chet Sterling right now has been able to maintain control, at least for a little bit here. And Kazi, he's one of those guys that's kind of deceptive because he is a high flyer, but he is a big guy. I mean, he's not a small man by any means.
When we first saw Kazi back, over a decade ago, something like over 13 years ago, you know, he was undersized. He was a young man, and we have literally seen him mature in front of our very eyes with every defying moment, with every unbelievable matchup. We have seen Kamakazi Kid grow from a boy to a man in front of our very eyes, and now he finds himself in the unfamiliar role. Oh, great quick out from the champ! Good Lord! That was sudden from the television champion Chet Sterling. Now Kazi finds himself in the very unfamiliar role of some fans booing him because of his forced association with the coach.
And you know they can't make him happy, and that will make Chet Sterling happy right there. Hung him up to dry.
It was back in June when Kamakazi Kid lost the stipulation match to Roy Wilkins that dictated that Kazi must join the All-Stars. Specifically, it dictated that Kazi be the low man on the totem pole, below even Chappie in the coach's batting order, so to speak. And, you know, we we've seen Kazi really kind of go into a dark place in the past few months. This is a guy that in a lot of ways used to be very lively, very social, you know? Would always be at the gatherings after the live events.
That'll tear a collarbone in a heartbeat.
You know, if there was somebody's birthday or a party or a house party or something, Kazi was always there, Kazi was always lively. The last few months, ever since this association with Coach Gemini, he's pulled back. He's kept to himself. He's become introverted, more quiet. Not the Kazi that we are used to seeing. Clearly, a lot of internal turmoil going on inside the mind of the Kamakazi Kid.
I tell you what, you got to wonder if he's slightly disappointed in himself and having to do all these things. But I mean, it's a contract. He's got to live up to it. Oh, look, good. Wow. There's no comfortable way to land on that turnbuckle. The camera really doesn't do it justice. It's only about a ½ inch worth of pad over a steel bolt. I mean, it's not going to be. Oh, that's not going to help anything.
That hurts. No matter what happens, that hurts. Cover two. Ooh, that one got close. That one got real close, real fast.
Sterling was close to the ropes, but you saw Kazi just fold him up like an accordion right there and get him as far away from the ropes as possible to try and get a near fall.
Kazi standing over the television champion. Both men must be mindful of the 10-minute television time limit here.
Now, we talked about it earlier with the Roy Wilkins match again, with Coach being out there as a distraction, and with Kazi sort of being the forced labor here. You got to wonder if Coach is also an irritant to Kazi.
That's a great point.
If that's going to throw him off.
That's a great point. He's not used to having the coach in his corner like, say, Roy Wilkins is.
Chet Sterling just trying to mount an offense, and Kazi just cuts him off every time. What's he going for here? Shoots him off into the ropes. Kazi catches him with a kick.
Yes, he did. It's the ropes. Oh! Woo, the prettiest punch we have seen all night.
You talk about a nose breaker. That'll take your nose right off your face.
Woo-wee, the prettiest punch we've seen all night. Oh,
a lot of the efforts tonight have been on the head and the face of these competitors. I guess a lot of guys are going for that knockout, a tribute to 1 year ago. Or excuse me, a week from now, a year ago, when Ethan Case won the match against Lance Lude to become the champion.
T-bone suplex, sometimes called an exploder. Kazi
knew exactly where he was. You saw that.
Yeah, he did. He slipped underneath the bottom rope. Good thinking on the part of the Kamakazi Kid.
And now, Chet trying to get these people behind him. Doesn't take much to do that. Now Kazi just caught him.
Boy, how much do these people love Chet Sterling?
They are on their feet every time he comes out. It's just, the response is deafening, and Kazi just took the wind out of all of their sails. Now watch Coach here.
Kazi.
Now we saw this at the Rumble. A lot of bad things can happen when you hit that apron. What's Kazi going for here?
Hook the rope. Ooh. Very dangerous with both men on the outside, like come crashing down to the floor in a heartbeat. Ooh, Sterling avoids whatever Kazi was going for. Kazi cracked him right in the side of the head.
Now Kazi, looks like he's gonna, no! Oh, head first on the apron.
Yes, sir. Chet Sterling with tremendous quickness off the apron. Right into Kazi's sternum.
Kazi's down. The referee's got his count going. They're up to a 2 count at this point. And Sterling's got to get Kazi back in the ring until they can beat him.
Time becoming of the essence with this 10-minute television time limit. Sterling climbing in here. Needs to wrap him up quick. We're going to be, we're under 2 minutes in this thing. We're about to be at 90 seconds left.
Absolutely, we're in now, yeah.
Boot to the face.
And this is that crunch time you see a lot of times. The guys trying to hit big moves.
Oh, he hit the leg lariat off the ropes. Cover. Oh, brother, that one was close.
Red saying it was only 2.
Sterling gonna go up again, perhaps. Gonna at least attempt it.
If at first you don't succeed, try again, and Chet's gonna stick with that. Now wait a minute, Kazi with a shot right in the boiler. No, and another shot to the jaw, and repeated blows by Chet Sterling, and a headbutt. What's he gonna go for? No, it caught him!
Oh, he did catch him!
Oh, this is not good, look out! Oh!
Good Lord, what a power bomb!
Kazi's got what?
Coach is calling for the cover. Coach is calling for the cover.
What's Kazi doing?
Kazi's going to the top. Coach is calling for the cover, but Kazi's going to the top. Kazi's gonna go for it all here. Kazi's gonna go off. It could be the big frog splash.
Can he hit
Kazi.
it?
Oh, he caught the knees. Kazi catches the knees. Sterling.
Wait a minute.
Oh, he's shot cradle.
He
Starts it
got it.
and beats him. Chet Sterling retains the Mid-Atlantic Television Championship. But Kevin Pierce, he defied the coach. Coach called for the cover. Kazi went to the top rope.
9 minutes, 45 seconds, your winner by pinfall. And still, CWF Mid-Atlantic Television Champion, Chet Sterling!
Kevin Pierce, are there going to be requisitions for Kazi? He defied the coach.
It cannot be good. We've seen the coach angry, and that is not a position that you want to find yourself in. Kazi had the opportunity, coach told him to pin, but Kazi wanted to go for that Ultra J showcase.
And even underneath the mask, you can see the disappointment on the face of the increasingly frustrated Kamakazi Kid.